Hello and welcome to my latest video about improving your arcade game scores. This one is about Copter Crash, a highly addictive game that it's very easy to waste a lot of time on. Before I play it though, I'd like to give a quick explanation of what we want to do to succeed at this game. The main thing we want to avoid is having to press up and down and reacting all the time, because that requires a little bit too much concentration, and because it's easier to make mistakes when you're having to react all the time. The best way to avoid this is to get into a sort of rhythm, so you'd be aiming to have the helicopter at the same height on the screen for as much of the time as possible. The question is, which height is the best? We could aim to keep our helicopter in the top, the middle, or the bottom. What I'm now going to do is to try out each of these options in turn to see which one works the best. My initial thought is maybe it's the middle. After all, if you need to be at the top or the bottom of the screen, you can get there reasonably quickly from the middle. So to put this idea to the test, I'll be starting off with the middle route. So let's go back to the game and start playing.
So I go down to avoid this block up. Oh, and I have to go down again, and again, and again. Yes, and yet again. I am not actually spending much time in the middle here, I'm just spending way too much time reacting. I cannot get into a good rhythm. I'm not getting a bad score though, but oh well, there we are, I've crashed. 608 was my score. That's not bad, but let's have another look. Notice that once again I'm not able to get it into the middle for very much of the time. I'm constantly having to move up and down to avoid blocks, constantly having to react, so this isn't a very good way to play the game, and there we are, I've crashed again. So let's have a look at the bottom. Let's see whether flying at the bottom is any better, see whether I can get into a good rhythm. If there are any blocks at the top, I just go under them automatically, so I only have to react to blocks at the bottom like that. Climb over them. The only thing with climbing is that it is pretty slow. Too slow in that case, so I ended up trying to go underneath it and just crashed. Let's have another go at this. Oh, I very nearly hit that block there. It's because climbing takes so long, that's the thing. Oh, I couldn't quite squeeze under that block, so I crashed. So the problem with going to the bottom is that climbing just takes too long. It's not very good in an emergency, and you will quite often end up in emergencies here. Falling is quite a lot quicker, as you should see here, where I compare the two. Notice how it was a lot slower to climb to the top than to fall to the bottom. So, with this in mind, it should be best to keep your helicopter at the top of the screen, because if there's a block in the bottom half of the screen, you just fly over that automatically. If there's one at the top, you can fall to the bottom rather quickly, a lot more quickly than climbing to the top when you're flying along the bottom. Notice there how much faster my fall was than my climbing when I was going along the bottom. And I'm racking up points quite quickly, really. Very nearly hit that block, and I would have hit it probably, as I had to climb out of the way, rather than falling. And there you are, I've got my best score already, over 800, and, well, that was a rather mean, evil little block, but I've scored over 800 points. That is pretty good, really. Let's just have another go. So, I climb to the top, fall to avoid that block, and notice how often I'm trying to squeeze through the top. It's because I don't want to be in trouble with the following block after that. I don't want to spend much time on the bottom, but look at that, I've crashed 580, not my best score, but still pretty good. Anyway, that was my main point. To win on this game, try to fly at the top for as long as possible. Until the next game though, that's it. Have a nice day.